take the sessions on personality development for teachers. So today I would like to discuss a few concepts related to stress and time management for teachers in higher educational institutions. So before we go stress and time management for teachers in higher educational institutions, let us first consider how far we are having the stress levels in our daily lives. So here, when you are doing something, the workspace or else our personal space, we would like to always having different parameters to take consideration. So in this today's fast-paced academic world, our teachers or else the educators or else instructors in higher educational institutions face a unique challenges and at the same time predicaments in our lives. So we will explore the significance of managing time and stress effectively, do not only survive but thrive in this demanding environment. So now let us consider what is stress and how far it is related with our lives. We need to understand. So generally this stress is a factor where our body responds to perceived our challenges or demands in our environment. So it can manifest in various ways, both emotionally and at the same time psychologically, physically. So stress is nothing but called it as it is a feeling of mental, physical, and at the same time emotional tension or distress. So whenever we are having the situation like in bad mood, we are always feel unwell in that particular situation. So there can be no multiple, there can be a different sources of stress for different people. So how far these sources are related to the stress for a teacher, it can be a piles of assignments to be evaluated and the negative feedback from the students, pending lesson planning, etc. So in this particular stress, what are the effects of stress we need to understand as a human being, and coming to this in this session as a teacher. So there are different kinds of stress effects. One is physiological stress levels, emotional stress levels, risk level stress levels, behavioral stress levels. So in this physiological, emotional, risk, behavioral effects of stress, first we have to take the physiological effects of stress. So first one is increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, faster respiration rate, dilated pupils, so increased perspiration. These are all effects on our human body, and it will influence on your body as a psychological, physiological in nature. So coming to the next one level is emotional level. So in this emotional level, anxiety and tension takes place, depression, discouragement, boredom feeling, and at the same time prolonged fatigue, feelings of hopelessness, defensive thinking. So these are all parameters which was influenced on the effects of stress. So coming to the next one, risk effects of stress, heart attacks. Nowadays, the people who are having below 30 years of age also, due to the stress, they are facing the heart attacks and at the same time the strokes, and sometimes heart blockages too. So hypertension, headaches, ulcers, colitis, allergies. So these are all factors which was effects on like our human body. Behavioral stress. So this behavioral stress which influences on our nervous system, decrease sometimes when your behavior is not good while you are facing the stress, it decreases your job performance, errors in concentration and judgment. So these are all effects of stress will lead to the human being's tendency has to be more critical, and you plays a major uncertainty role in that particular what situation. So coming to the teacher stress. So whenever you are facing the stress levels, teacher is facing highly demanding profession, and at the same time leading to elevated stress levels. So the teacher generally is having different types of stresses. That means the continuous sources of stress for teachers include generally the heavy workloads, student behavior challenges, and sometimes they are not getting any support from the faculty, and sometimes higher other pressures. So these are all parameters that the teacher is getting stress. So coming to the next one, here, when the teacher is having the stress levels, there are some signs and symptoms of stress, which is very important for implementing effective stress management strategies. So here, whenever the teacher is getting some stress, the stress manifestations for teachers in higher educational institutions will experience stress in a new way due to that the demands of academy. So this can include a pressure to publish research and at the same time meet rigorous teaching schedules and manage the administrative tasks. So these stresses faced by different educators in higher education institutions, and it vary widely and important to address the challenges with different strategies or different techniques. So here the teacher is having different stress levels, but the teacher, where she get it from in the higher educational institutions. So the sources of stress from in higher educations for teachers in different parameters. One is workload. So daily we are having different class hours, and at the same time the schedule between 1 hour to the another class, there is no gap. So due to that particular workload, it plays a significant source of stress for educators in higher educational institutions. So balancing teaching, research, and administrative tasks, responsibilities, these can be challenging. So this is workload sources of stress for the teachers. So grading. So whenever you are grading the students' papers, examinations, and assignments can be time consuming and mentally taxing. So here what you have to do is, if the pressure to provide fair and timely feedback with students can contribute your stress. So here grading is one of the sources of the stress of the teachers. So administrative stress. Teacher not only do the academic sessions, he has to do nowadays the administrative tasks too, such as paperwork and meetings, often something like add to the workload. So here, what will plays a major role is the navigating the bureaucracy and policy changes has to be happened in higher educational institution, so that stress of the faculty nowadays has to be increased in each and every day. So personal pressures. So the everybody is getting to know how to balance the personal life and professional lives. But unfortunately, we are having certain types of pressures, both professional, coming to the that is workloads, administrative tasks, and other works too, and personal pressures also the teacher is facing. So in addition to the professional demands, personal pressures can affect educators. So maintaining the work balance is very critical in especially for females, and at the same time managing family responsibilities, dealing with the personal life, personal issues, health issues, and can be sources of stress. So that's why it is very important to recognize the sources of stress, to develop how far we are using the effective strategies to managing that particular stress levels in our higher educational institutions, especially for teachers. So when you are not managing the stress, that means the unmanaged stress as a teacher, or you will face some what we call predicaments, or else the problems you have to face. So how far this unmanaged stress will lead to the stress on the particular teachers. So it based on 3 parameters. One is impact on teachers, and at the same time impact on students, impact on institutions. So these are all parameters we consider when the teacher is not managing this particular stress. So impact on teachers. For teachers, it is lead to decreased job satisfaction. So when you are not managing the stress, already we feel fatigue in that particular work task or else the job. so that it will reduce your productivity. So when there is a reduce in productivity, automatically if your performance levels will decrease, so automatically what will happen, you will get the job satisfaction in decreased in manner. So it may result in sometimes the burnout characterized by emotional enthusiasm, exhaustion, and at the same time reduced performance. So how far it is impacting on the students? So when the teacher is not managing his or her stress levels, so it may provide something like suboptimal learning experiences for the students, and at the same time it might sense the teacher's stress impacting the classroom environment and their students' well-being too. So coming to the institutional level, institutions can suffer from high turnover rates among stressed faculty members. So unmanaged stress also affects the reputation and overall performance of the institution. So here, when you are addressing the stress levels proactively to maintain the well-being of the teachers, students, and the institutions as a whole. So these are all consequences being a teacher, being a student, being an institutional wise when you are not managing the stress levels in your daily lives. So stress. So when you are not managing the stress levels, what could we implement to reduce the stress levels in our daily lives? So stress management techniques are different types. So we can take it as any three or any four, so that you can practice that. You can what reduce your stress lives in our daily lives. So these particular stress tips is to increase your positive and balanced work life, and at the same time, in this technological bustling world, mastering stress is very, very key to achieve your personal and professional success. So when you are learning these blend of strategies, you work wonders for me when it comes to maintaining the positivity and productivity. So there are simple and precise strategy stress management techniques which we can use daily lives. There is no need to invest your stress management techniques. So first one is think positive. So when you cultivate your positive mindset, what will happen, you never ever see the other side of the negativity side. So only you have to think the positive side, a positive mindset, and focus on the solutions, not just the problems. Generally we only focus on problems, not but the solutions. So always we have to think positive on solutions, and not just a problem. So optimism always takes place to give a wonderful stress buster to your daily personal life. So next one is exercise. So when you are doing physical exercises or physical activity in daily our lives, at least 30 minutes per day, it increases your energy levels, and at the same time it reduces your burnout and fatigue levels, so that you will get a fantastic stress relief from that particular situation. So find a particular app. There are different exercises apps. So if you want to go out, you can go and walk, or else if you want to only in the house means to do the exercise, there are a lot many number of apps, so that you can download it and exercise and enjoy yourself and make it part of your routine in your daily lives. So third one is effective time management. So when you are proving this time management techniques, so that you can minimize what the time wastage, and at the same time it leads to enhance your efficiency and reduce the stress levels. It's amazing how your planning can elevate your pressure. And one more is very good exercise or technique, that is music therapy. So whenever you feel high in your stress levels, so less music on, and the power of music soothes your soul. So taking an example of meditation, some meditation musical instruments, so that will lead to soothe your soul, and at the same time create playlists with your favorite tunes to boost your mood, and at the same time reduce stress during work or breaks. So these all can suits your life very comfortable and very happy and very joyful and reduce the burnout too. So next one is hobbies. Don't leave your hobbies when any situation arises in your personal life. So engage with your hobbies, whatever you passionate about it, whether it's painting or cooking or gardening, whatever it may be, you have to give a space to that particular hobby and provide a great escape from everyday stresses. So, and the next one is laughing. So, laughter yoga is one of the leading exercise in nowadays. People did not smile nowadays, so that's why they introduced laughter yoga. So, yes, it's a thing where you can truly laugh in that particular situation. They created that particular situation. So laughter truly is the best medicine. Nowadays, the stand-up comedies has introduced in as a laughter sessions. So consider incorporating with the laughter yoga exercises into your daily routine life. So reading for relaxation. So dive into a good book. Reading can transport you to think about different worlds and help you to unwind after a busy day. And the next one is mindful meditation. So mindful meditation. So when you are practicing the meditation, it gives a stress buster to you, stress relief from that particular situation to center your thoughts and find tranquility in the mindset of chaos. So this is the stress management techniques. So whenever you are using at least 3 or 5 what we call stress management techniques, automatically your stress levels may will decrease and you will be very happy and enjoy with your loved ones. So tips to generally we are using when you distress your workday. So practice gratitude. Why not? Why we don't have to practice this gratitude because of egos? So whenever you are practicing this gratitude, you are very grateful for that. This can be help shift your mindset from the negative side to the positive side and set tone for the particular task in every day. So next one is focus on solution. So people always think about problems. They are not thinking about solutions. So instead of dwelling on your problems or challenges, focus on finding solutions. This can help you feel more empowered and reduce feelings of stress and frustration. Take breaks and practice mindfulness. So when you are taking regular breaks, suppose taking an example of if you are having if you are reading in your college or the home, you just spend first you have to spend 25 minutes, later you have to give a break, and after that you have to come back and again do your work. If you are not giving regular breaks throughout the day, your mind is fully confused, so that you have to give break of your work mode schedule, and practicing mindfulness and can help you stay calm and very focused. So and on that particular time when you are giving the break, you have to take a deep breath and practicing meditation or else any other exercises or stepping outside for a few moments. So connect with co-workers. So building positive relations with the co-workers can help to create a positive and supportive work environment. Take the time to get to know your colleagues and build connections with your friends or family, whoever it may be, or else in work culture too. So celebrate wins. So whenever you succeed in your in some situation or suppose if you got award something like in any FDP or international seminar, celebrate your success and wins, no matter how small it is, but you should celebrate on that particular occasion or that particular event. So this can help boost your morale and at the same time increase feelings of positivity and accomplishment. So this will fetch your what reduce your stress levels, and at the same time you will get the hundreds of miles of success in your careers too. Coming to the next one, So far we understood what is stress, what are the effects of stress, what are the sources of stress, and how when you are not managing the stress, what are the consequences we are facing as a teacher, and what are the techniques we are going to follow when you are facing the what the stress levels in higher manner. So these are all things is a natural part of life. So it can be a side of both positive and at the same time negative effects on our physical and mental health. So while it may be impossible to completely eliminate the stress from our lives or else to manage it effectively in order to what we call maintain a healthy and balanced lifestyle. So in this particular slides, we have discussed the different types of stress and common. By incorporating these techniques into our daily lives, we can reduce the negative effects of stress and improve of overall well-being and our mindsets too. So when stress levels are more, there is a common word terminology exists every human being. So when you misuse the timing, you can't get back the time now. So that's why time management plays a crucial role in the part of stress management. So time management is a skill we will strive, we all strive to master. And at the same time, there are various numerous methods to discuss how far we have to use the time in both efficient and effective manner. So personally, the author, Stephen Covey, he proposed or he introduced the Covey's time management matrix. Words is he put valuable insights based on prioritization, stress management, and personal growth. So this tool creates or elevates the productivity and time awareness. So that's why he gives the title as game changer for us personally as well as professionally. So when you are using these particular matrix in our daily lives and professional life for the students being a teacher, so we're taking an example here. Covey's matrix is based on 4 quadrants. One is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Based on emergency, based on urgent, important, not important. He took 4 quadrants. So, are you getting? So, in the particular quadrants, so suppose taken an example of urgent and important. If there is an urgent and important only, you have to do that particular work now only. So that means the prioritization you have to identify based on your necessity. So taken an example of class is not urgent. Answering some questions, keeping appointments with the students, developing rapport with your particular students. These all comes under, these are all important, but this is not urgent. Coming to the not important and urgent, here that is, we mentioned it as, Covey's mentioned it as quadrant 3. So answering some student questions, responding some student some administrative requests, and giving students a break during a long class and handling some phone calls. These are all not important, but it is an urgent. So the and the next one is quadrant 4. So quadrant 4 is nothing but, so here, quadrant 4, sending some email messages, telling some jokes and stories in the classroom, answering some phone calls, attending to the things that do not relate to your class. These are all comes under what we call quadrant 3. So when you are giving a concern to the investment levels for this urgent and not important, so we have to take that particular prescription. Taken an example of here, important and necessary. So when you consider the two factors, you have to take both time and energy. So when you are giving the important for the time, when you are having the energy, you will get lot many what a lot many returns. So when you are giving a prioritize for the time, if it is not urgent and energy, you will if it is not urgent but it is important, you will get maximum returns. So when you are not giving more important, when you are having the not important and urgent, sign plus energy, you will get the less returns. That means the distraction. When you are having not urgent, not important, you are having no money returns in that particular situation. So when you are doing your time schedule, make prepare or matrix according to this situation: urgent, important, urgent, not important, urgent, not important, not urgent, not important. So these are all parameters we have to look see. So coming to the next one, Covis matrix and how it can helps you to us. So in this particular Covis matrix, first we need to give the prioritization. So when you will give the prioritization, it provides a structured way to categorize the task and at the same time helping you to focus on what truly matters by distinguish between the urgent and important activities. So when you are having the prioritization, you need to allocate that particular prioritization task based on your preferences. Based on your preferences. So it is very important. So whenever you are having the prioritization, you have to go for the stress reduction. Next one. So by dealing with urgent, important tasks promptly, it has preventing crisis and last minute rushes. So how to reduce your reduction, stress reduction? Suppose when I am wants to do my work, I'll do that particular task. So that stress reduction strategies you need to cope up with yourself based on uh, the techniques. So balanced time allocation. So the matrix generally encourages a well-rounded distribution of your time, ensuring you don't become overwhelmed with the less important tasks, leading to a more even and manageable work goal. And the next one is goal achievements. So quadrant 2, the not urgent but important quadrant, it's where you invest in personal and professional growth. Suppose if you are investing your money into to go to movie or to go for your shopping. So these are all necessities not required. So your career growth must and should be invest in your professional life so that it will give a huge advancement in your career. So prioritizing these tasks can lead to long-term goal attainment and at the same time the skill development. So enhance productivity. So here it maximizes overall productivity by steering your focus toward high impact tasks and helping you accomplish and how much time we have to give to not important tasks, and how much you have to give for the important task, which is urgent, which is not urgent, we can assess by this progress, so that you can give prioritize your tasks, and at the same time you can reduce your stress, and you can maintain the balanced time, and at the same time you can achieve your goal, and you can lead to your enhanced productivity. So, what is the importance of time management? So, time management is very, very important for your daily lives. So, whenever you are looking for time management, it helps the teachers prioritizing their tasks, maximize their productivity, and it provides a quality of instruction and meet the needs of all students. So proper time management reduces your stress and at the same time provides the work-life balance too. According to the Eisenhower matrix, how we have to allocate our time. So first, this Eisenhower matrix, this is 2 minute, 2 minute rule. So in this particular prioritization, he sets 4 quadrants. One is urgent and important, do first, that is, and important, that is schedule, and urgent, that is delegate, not urgent, that is eliminate or postpone. So when you are what see this seeing this particular matrix, taken an example of this one. What is necessity for you? What is extraordinary productivity that you are going to do? What is your distraction? What are what are all activities that you are wasting on your time? So based on these factors, then he divided. One is not important, important on y-axis, and the other one is urgent and not urgent on x-axis. So here they taken an example of the first one, necessity. It is important and urgent. So when it is necessity, you have to, it is going by emergencies, it is going by crisis, last minutes, deadlines, unforeseen events. And when it is going for extraordinary productivity, that is important and non-urgent, so it is always proactive in nature, planning, creative thinking, relationship, building, and learning. So when it is urgent and not important, interruptions, emails, generally addiction of mobiles, notifications, irrelevant meetings, offices dropping, these are all cases. And the next one is waste. So when it is waste, it is not important and not much as that urgent. So busy works, shoppings, excessive entertainment, TV, video games, social media. Generally, human beings are always in gossip mode. So gossips, procrastinations, predaments. So these are all called it as not that much urgent. So here there are different time management techniques we are using in the nature. So the first one is here smart time blocking, to-do list. So these are all techniques we are using for the time management techniques. To-do list. To-do list is nothing but, so if you are having different types of tasks, you need to check first the task. So which one we have to give prioritize, which one we are not giving the priority. So if it is an urgency, you have to give a bullet point to that particular task. So this is to-do list. Time blocking. So whenever everybody is having their own calendars, so use a calendar with colored coded blocks representing different tasks or activities through that particular day. So in this case, smart goals plays a crucial role. So this is one of the leading technique in our daily lives, time management technique. So smart is, we already known about this one, specific, measured, achievable, relevant, time. Specific is nothing but who to address, what to address, where to address, when to address, why we have to address. So these are all we need to give the specific in nature. Measure. You can't improve when you don't measure. So suppose if you took that class for first year students or second year students, if you are not measuring yourself, or if you are not taking any feedback from the students for like positive side of yours, so you can't, if you don't measure, you don't improve. So that you have to take. And achievable, challenging but not impossible. It is a challenging, but if you are not trying to into that, you can't achieve it. And no, nothing is impossible, but you have to try at least. And the next one is relevant, closely connected to the objective. So if you set some objective, you always focus on that particular objective and how it is closely related with that. If you are turning up into the another objective, time will waste, and at the same time your productivity will not come. Next one is time. A completion date holds you accountable. Suppose if they will give something like 3 months to finish it off that particular syllabus, you need to you need to give that time, and you need to complete that particular syllabus within a time lapse. So these oral techniques is very useful to maintain the time, and at the same time to manage the time. And one more important technique, that is 2 minute rule. 2 minute rule. So in this particular 2 minute rule, it aims to procrastinate your work, and that help people to accomplish with the small task. Here, the rule says, if you can do an action in 2 minutes time or less, tackle it at the moment and don't delay. So this has the potential to deliver long-term benefits. So suppose if you will do that particular task within a 2 minutes, you have to take an opportunity and do that particular task. So when you will do that particular task, you can overcome your inertia, and you can improve your focus, and at the same time increase your productivity. So with the time spent processing and scheduling the 2 minute task will take longer than the task itself. So procrastinate, add it to your task list, try to remember it. Don't do that one. So these are all, when you don't do only, you will manage the time. So procrastination is nowhere concerned about when you are managing the time. And when you are not adding your task list, you can't do it. Try manage the time properly. So when you are not remembering your task, you can't do your work properly within a time. So quick task is always a quick win. So apply 2 minutes rule for any task. Taken an example of checking mails or tests, or else washing a dish or other things. So these are all you have to do. So very, very, very leading technique, time management technique, that is Pomodoro technique. So in this Pomodoro technique, Pomodoro is nothing but, in the Italian word, it is a tomato. So here what you have to do is, when you are not managing the time, or when you are doing some work or else any task, you have to give a time for your task, at least 25-minute stretches of focused work. So for each 25 minutes, you should give each 30 minutes, you should give preference to 25 minutes of work, and at the same time 5 minutes of break. So when it is occurred in longer breaks, typically 15 to 30 minutes you have to give, or taken after 4 consecutive work intervals like this. If you are having four tasks, so you have to give 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, like that the work. And for each work, 25 minutes you have to do the work and 5 minutes break. 25 you have to do the work and 5 minutes break. So like that longer break you have to give at the end of that particular 4 tasks. You should not give meanwhile what we call the intervals. You should give a long break, that is 15 to 20 minutes, so that the people will enjoy also. So each work interval is called it as what? Pomodoro. So this is the Pomodoro technique which was involved in managing the time. So coming to the next one is time tracking. So the apps were introduced by Google Play Store. In that Google Play Store, there are lot many time tracking apps. So in that, how you are spending your time on various activities, it will show by pie charts or bar graph. Coming to the next one is back task. What you have to do is grouping of the similar activities together. You can go for it, like a cluster of emails you have to send, or else paperwork, visual presentation of grouping of the similar tasks. These are all you have to do. Eliminate distractions. So when you are going for a distraction, when you are looking into the distraction, you never ever manage the time. So that what you have to do is a screen with no entry sign over distracting websites or apps, a tidy workspace image without clutter. So this is very, very important. So delegate and outsource. A person handing a task to another person, an image of someone hiring a virtual assistant or freelancer. So this you have to do. Learn to say no. So a person politely declining a request with friendly but a firm gesture, a speech bubble with no inside. So you should not say no to that. Sometimes you should say no, but when it is from work side, you have to say yes. But when it is overburdened to you, always you have to say from inside. So when you are summarizing these all techniques, so these techniques will give to improve the personal style and your prioritization, delegation, and goal setting. So, and at the same time, you can overcome your challenges like procrastination and distractions, consistently evaluate activity one. Guys, kindly participate in this particular activity. So, here the activity one. So what you have, so this is based on time tracking. So what you have to do is time tracking and at the same time the stress management assessment. So I will give one activity so that you can embed it into our so and it keeps on help us a regular check on your stress levels. So self care assessment here. So here there are three parameters. I do this poorly, I do this okay, I do this well, I would like to improve at this. So like that we mentioned. So in this, what you have to do is, so here there are some physiological, emotional self-care assessment. Based on that, you need to take in that. So you can rate yourself where you are. Suppose taken an example of participate in hobbies. So you have to take yourself. That is 3, 2, 1 where you are. So and get away from the distractions, learn new things unrelated to work way, recognize my own strengths and achievements, go on vacations or day trips, do something comforting, find reasons to love. They all have to be there. So I can give my preference based on this assessment. You people have to participate in this. Are you there? Guys, are you there? So kindly participate in this particular assessment. So based on these parameters, you should give ranking to that particular one, two, three. So in this 1, 2, 3, suppose might take time off from school, work, and other obligations. That is 2. Participate in hobbies. That is, mm, suppose I do this. Okay, 2 only. Get away from distractions. I do this rarely or not at all. Sometimes I do this sometimes. So that is 2 for me. And learn new things unrelated to work or school. Obviously, I can do this. I do this well. 3. That is express my feelings in a healthy way. Talking and journalizing feelings in a healthy way. That is sometimes I do this sometimes. That is 2 for me. Recognize my own strengths and achievements. I do this well. 3. That is go on vacations or day trips. That is very poor for me. I do this sometimes only. And next one is do something comforting, watching a movie, take a long bath. So this is generally what we feel. So that is 2 for me. Find reasons to love. Sometimes I feel fatigue. So based on that, I will give what rating for this. I do this sometimes. So this is my assessment. So coming to how we assess ourselves, I will tell you. So you can rate yourself 1 to 3 and start depending on the listed item and your participation. So if 1 stands for I do this purely, 2 stands for I do this sometimes, 3 stands for I do this often, star stands for I would like to improve this. So in case if you are rating yourself 1 on most of these items, already it stays in professional life. And second one is when you are spending with most of the times too, it's an indication that you can better to prioritize your mental health. And at the same time, if you are rating yourself 3 for most items, you are winning at this stress management game. So I'm at 2, and at the same time, somebody will 3, somebody will 1. So that stress levels we need to maintain and manage based on these assessment. Where we are, we can recognize easily based on this assessment. The assessment name is mental health activity. So activity 2 is boundary setting script. So what is this boundary setting script? So what it defines means your internal set of rules for yourself. This script would essentially outline what behaviors are you are willing to accept to us and what are not. How much time and space we need from others, and what priorities we have for ourselves and for our work. So these scripts reacting to stressful situations. So here I mentioned some of the boundaries. Taken an example of here, I will listen. I just noted down some points based on my experiences. I will listen to my HOD's instructions carefully and then react accordingly. My body needs to rest from time to time sometimes. I want responsibility for my actions. I need to calm down in order to respond well to my students. Sorry, not calm down, it's a reaction. So so when after successfully creating these boundary settings script, it's a clean copy of it in on a piece of paper and carry whenever you are going to class, or else whenever in college, whenever you are in college or institution or university, whatever it may be. So here what it tells is whenever any uneasy situation or uneasiness arises, you should take a minute or two and read this script. what you have to do is, when any situation arises in your college or university, take a minute or take a deep breath, or 2 minutes you have to take. Read this particular script, what you noted down on the paper previously. So before responding to the situation, you need to read all this script. Small points, no? So you can carry easily. So that reduces. So when you are reading these particular points, it reduces your stress. And at the same time, this script is a great way to breathe through and calm down your situation. So instead of reaction, you should always stay calm. So I learned four things in my life. One is be silent and react less and listen more, observe more. Be silent, listen more, observe more, and react less. So these all four factors will give a good productivity to you all and performance to you all, so that you can get good, that means increased levels of job satisfaction. You never ever feel that you are in turn of burnout, and at the same time fatigue levels. And also you can reduce your stress levels and your management time too. So stress and time management plays a crucial role. When the teacher in higher educational institutions, they must follow these parameters and situations, stress management techniques and time management techniques, automatically they can improve their personal and professional life too. And at the same time, they will do miracles in their career growth and advancements. So if you people have any doubts or any queries, ask me in this particular session. Any doubts, any questions and queries?